Hi guys, so it's been a very long time since I've uploaded to this channel, um, mostly just due to moving home and relocating to a new part of the UK. So I haven't really had much time to produce any content, but it's been quite interesting to sit back and watch the Pokemon market. There's a lot that's happened recently, a lot that's changed, a lot of people jumping in to into the hobby that are kind of a bit uneducated, I would say, about what they're buying and what prices they're paying for. So this kind of video is more just to give you a channel update of where I am, what I'm going to be doing, what I'm going to be buying, if anything. I just feel like this market at the moment is a little bit just oversold, overpriced is probably what I'm looking to say. I feel like the sudden increase in some of the cards and the values that they're fetching, it is just too much. Yes, I understand the argument that prices for some cards are where they should have been all along, but had we reached that in a more organic way, as in like from when Pokemon was first released up to now, and there was a more organic linear growth to that instead of it kind of being flatline for maybe 10, 15 years and then suddenly kind of resembles a bit like the virus here in the UK at the moment, where we kind of come down a little bit after the big hype of the release, and then boom, we're up here with the market values and prices for some cards. We're starting to see a bit of a retrace with some of the cards. There is almost an 8 month plus delay for people that have been grading their cards at PSA. So as far as like watching channels like Graded Gems, it's a great channel, great content. I really like watching those guys. But they say there's like potentially 100,000 plus cards waiting to be graded, and they're sending more and more and more. Which I understand, like some of the high end cards, the Charizards will be the most sought after, and their prices will probably stay quite high. But a lot of that market for PSA graded returns, when they come back, it was just going to saturate the market, and hopefully that's when we can all jump in and buy some cards at a more reasonable price. Because right now, I am not going to be buying any vintage cards, anything from Wizard of the Coast era. I won't be buying any PSA cards. I don't really like PSA graded cards that much anyway. I've never really been a big fan. I'm more of a raw card kind of guy, and I won't be sending any cards to PSA. Not within the next few years at least, because by then some of you might actually get your cards back by then, just because of how delayed everything is. Yeah, so I think overall I won't be buying much. If anything, it'll be modern. Not in case of like investing, because again, we're at a stage now where everybody is doing the same. Whereas before, the Wizard of the Coast era, and a little bit after that, people were buying the right things at the right time. Now, everyone is jumping in and buying literally everything and anything Pokemon related, to hope that they can either flip it or in a few years sell it for massive profits. But everybody's doing it, so everybody will have the same product, and there will just be a saturation of the market. As soon as the price ticks up a bit, everyone's just going to chuck their booster boxes, collection boxes, whatever. They're just going to chuck it all back on the market at the same time, and it's just going to be saturated. So the prices are never really going to climb that much. So is there a much of a future for investing in modern? Possibly, possibly not. But you've got to think very, very long term, and I mean like 5, 10 years minimum, before you see any real value from your modern product. Some more modern sets recently, they're out of print, which means that they're harder to acquire, and the prices go up and then come back down. But Pokemon have already announced a bunch of reprints, just due because of the COVID. They're not printing as much as they could, and we just need to wait for that all to come back through. And then eventually there will be enough for everybody to buy at a reasonable price. A good example is Ultra Prism. Now, when I have first bought that, I bought it at market value at £80 a box. That went out of print quite quickly. The price is shot up to what, about £500 a box. Right now, you could probably pick one up for close to like £150 to £200. That has really come back down in price, which is a shame for me because I have a box that I would like to eventually sell. But my main game right now is just to hold on to that and see what the future holds with that. But it does show you that with more being back on the market, because obviously Pokemon did announce a reprint of Ultra Prism, which mostly was America, where they got these little 3-pack things. Didn't really see too many booster boxes about, but that price kind of shot up and it's come back down again. And I feel like that's going to happen with quite a bit of the PSA graded cards. There's always going to be a market for Pokemon. There's always going to be buyers. There always will, but the price and availability is going to really affect the market overall of how much can you buy it for. And that's really what it comes down to. I feel like a lot of the vintage product right now is very, very overpriced. And I don't think too many people are buying the vintage Wizard of the Coast era stuff. And they're all jumping onto Evolutions because it's a much more affordable set. But it's got that same nostalgic fix that they're looking for. Although, again, the Charizard is just gone bananas and skyrocketed in price. Even in the raw version, the raw card, not even the PSA graded version, it's just gone ridiculous again, which is just kind of, it's hard to explain what this market even is right now. People say, is it a bubble? Is it oversold? Is it coming to an end where it's just going to burst and everything's going to be reduced in price? But at the moment, we just don't know where it's going. For those people like myself that got into Pokemon buying years and years and years and years ago, before like the Pokemon Go era and before that, and then obviously there's all of these YouTubers jumping in, opening these products, and like the Logan Pauls that are invested in Pokemon, jumped in, got everyone hyped about it, and then left. Very, very standard short lifespan trend there. But the prices have remained reasonably high, but some graded cards are starting to see a small drop. But if you do want to buy cards in this current market, in terms of Wizard of the Coast PSA graded cards, and you feel the price is high, and you are waiting, then wait. If you want to wait. There's no guarantee they'll drop as much as you hope, and I don't think there'll be. To buy vintage cards, then feel free to buy vintage cards, PSA graded cards. Buy them in the 9s, 8, 9s, 10s. But just be aware that whatever price you're paying, there could be a retrace of the prices, and you may feel like you're going to lose out a little bit on what you've bought. But for those people that want to buy or have bought and the price has already dropped, you're going to have to hold those cards. Just hold what you've bought. That's the only way you're going to eventually see some return on that in the future. Eventually the prices will go up. Like I said, this market is just skyrocketed, whereas really it should have kind of been a bit more linear and a bit more gradual increase. But you might have bought something down here, up here, and it's gone down here, but eventually it will start to go up again, and then overall you'll hit your price you paid, and then it's up to you whether you sell it for what you've made and not make any profit, or you keep hold of it for another 2, 3, 4, 5 years plus, and see if it can increase in value, and that's how you make your profit. Yeah, I'm just rambling on in this video now. That's kind of all I really want to talk about. But I do hope to be opening more product, more modern product that is, in the near future. Make some more effort to put some content on this channel. Thanks for those guys that have subscribed and those that watch. Do appreciate it. I know it's not the greatest of content. I mean, there's tons of YouTubers out there and like pokey bloggers and whatever, but a lot of them are just talking to you in terms of buy now to invest and all this lot. And I think the market's changed so much now that you're not gonna get your value like you would have previously. And I think that's what's kind of been missing from a lot of the content people are providing right now. And I did see a recent YouTuber that covered this really well. I'll see if I can remember the link and put it in the description down below. But yeah, that's it guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.